That's what he is. He's an incel. Oh my god! I'm not having a good day. I don't want to fail on day 2. I am so scared. Slowly going cray. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm quite hungover. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about her too much. How do I stop thinking about her? She's gonna come get me, but I can't get her out of my head. Hey everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. We are going to be attempting to read 7 books in 7 days. Now I have done reading challenges like this before. I have done 30 books in 30 days before, but I have not done this in a good couple years now, so I think it's going to put my reading skills and my attention span to the test. My rules for this challenge are that as long as I have read 7 books by the end of the 7 days, then I've successfully done the challenge. I do not have to read a book every single day. For example, if I'm busy and I don't finish a book on one day, I've just got to finish 2 the next day. As long as it evens out, it is fine. In terms of a TBR, I do not have 7 books that I know I want to read, but I do really aim to get to these 3. So let's talk about these books for a second. First up, the book that I'm going to read first. This is Molcha by Monica Kim. It is my most recent purchase, I do believe, and it is on my TBR for the month. In fact, all 3 of these books are on my July TBR, so I'm trying to knock these out. This is a horror all about female revenge. It's about a man who secretly, he's a little pervert, really. That's what he is. He's an incel. And he leaves cameras hidden in his workplace. And he uses them to spy on and then blackmail the women in his workplace. And then we have a woman who finds out what he's doing and gets revenge, which I'm absolutely here for. Then we have We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. Now, I want to go into this one blind, so I can't really tell you anything about it. All I know is that it's a horror that I have had on my TBR for ages, and then I found it at my local library and I took it as a sign. And finally, another horror book. Can you sense the theme of this week? We have Daphne by Josh Malerman. This is from the author of Incidents Around the House, which is one of the scariest books I've ever read and also one of my favourite books of the last year. And this one says, horror has a new name, Daphne, and she's been dying to meet you. The last summer before college, yes, and the basketball team, the night before their big game, someone tells a ghost story about someone called Daphne, a girl who went missing under mysterious circumstances. Some say she died by her own hand, some say she was murdered, and some say that she is a murderer herself. She's still out there, obsessed with revenge, and will appear anytime someone thinks about her to kill again. We are really sticking with the Summerween vibe in this vlog. We're going to be reading a bunch of creepy books and gonna have the best time. And of course, let's get this out the way, this will be spoiler free. All of my reading vlogs are spoiler free. Do not worry, I will not spoil any of the books that I read in this video. You are safe to continue. So, I guess for day 1, we better pick up Molcha and get reading, because I gotta read this whole thing. Although I will say, I'm starting off pretty easy. I'm easing myself into this. This is just under 300 pages. It is probably the shortest book I will read all week, so I didn't want to fail on the first day, you know what I mean? So, I picked an easy one. I'm easing myself into it. And I guess without further ado, I am going to go get reading, and I will update you as I go. Ready? She's absolutely obsessed. So is that one. I have abandoned the dogs to come and update you. I am now 100 pages in and I'm enjoying myself so far. Being in the man's POV is disgusting. It's uncomfortable. It is making my skin absolutely crawl, but that is good because it's horror and it's atmospheric. I also think the woman's POV that we get, I think she's being haunted. I think there's something going on there to do with water. I can't really explain that any further because obviously no spoilers. Yeah, so far so good, having a good time. We just had a big event happen that is about to kickstart some stuff, I have a feeling. And there's not much else to say really. Whenever I'm reading a book and it's going well, it's almost harder to tell you about because all they have to say is I'm having a good time. So I'm just going to continue reading. So I have about 60 pages left of this book. Definitely going to finish it tonight. So we are so far on track for reading 7 books in 7 days. I am enjoying myself. I don't know what I'm going to rate this because it's all going to depend on how the next 60 pages play out. I don't know how it's going to play out, but that will kind of make or break the book for me. I'm hoping she well, I can't tell you what I'm hoping she does, but I'm hoping she gets her revenge. Let's just put it that way. But I'm gonna use the last maybe half an hour of daylight to curl up in bed and finish this, and we will see what I think of the ending. I just finished Mocha by Monica Kim, and I have settled on a 4-star rating. It was very, very good, but it didn't give me that 5-star feeling. I feel like the last 60 pages was absolutely 5 stars, but I think we spent too long in such a short book building up. I think it more should have been 50-50, and it was just, we took too long to get to the action. I loved it. I would very much recommend. If you want a feminine rage horror, read this. If you want some sort of paranormal aspect, read this. I loved the paranormal aspect in this. It was done so well. You will be so mad at every single man in this book, but there'll be revenge, there'll be justice, don't you worry. I will say no more now because I don't want to spoil anything. And that is day 1. A success. I read an entire book in one day. 6 more days to go. I don't know what I'm going to read tomorrow. I'm just going to wait and see what mood I'm in tomorrow. There's no point picking now because the mood reader in me changes her mind every single hour. But once I know, you'll know. Welcome to day 2. It is so hot in the UK right now, so I'm sorry if you can hear the ceiling fan. I'm not willing to turn it off for this clip. I have woken up in a fantasy mood today, and it's quite rare that I'm in the mood, but whenever I am, you've got to take it. So we are reading a fantasy book today. I have picked the shortest one on my TBR though. This is around 400 pages because fantasy books tend to be long and I don't want to fail on day 2. So we have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. I think this is a duet, but I don't have the second book on my TBR, but I'm sure Libby can come in clutch if I end up loving this. But the main thing I know about this book is that the girls and young women in society have a day where they can go to the Queen and ask for anything they want, but they have to pay a bargain in return. I don't know who our FMC is. I think there's a potential love triangle in this, but I don't know between who. I don't know what's going on, but I am very excited to jump into it. And it is already nearly 3 PM, so I'm gonna have to spend basically the whole rest of my day doing nothing but reading. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go straight ahead and get into this and we will see how I get on. Good evening. I have spent the last few hours making my way through The Rose Bargain and I am now on page 206. I'm having quite a good time with this book. I didn't have the highest of expectations because I had no clue what it was about. I'm not a big fan of young adult and I didn't realise this was a young adult fantasy. I do like young adult romances and stuff and young adult thrillers, but YA fantasy I'm learning is just not for me. However, I'm having a really good time with this one. It doesn't feel like YA, it feels more adult, which is maybe why I'm enjoying it. I don't know. Either way, having a good time. It's definitely not going to be a 5-star. It's not amazing, but it's keeping my attention. I'm invested in where we're going to go. I like the characters and yeah, it's a pleasant experience so far. I am definitely going to finish this tonight, even if I have to stay up all night, because honestly, this book is shorter than I thought. Oh, it's 380 pages, so I have like 180-ish left to go, and yeah, that's definitely going to be doable because I have nothing left to do with my night. I'm going to go sit in the garden for the last hour or so of sunlight and see how far I can get in, and then I'll end up finishing it in my bed with the pups, and that is the rest of my night's plans. You're joking me. 75% in and I'm finally invested. I almost shed a tear at the scene I just read. I'm really conflicted on what I'm going to end up rating this book because I do not care for the plot, like, at all, but I love the characters. I love a couple of them, but I just don't care about the plot. But I'm having a good time, I'm entertained, I'm even a little bit sad, but again, it wasn't the plot, it was the characters bringing out that emotion, so I don't know. I guess I've got like 80 pages left. I guess I'll just have to see how it wraps up. Maybe I'll sleep on the rating and rate it tomorrow properly, because I have no clue where we're going right now. It is now day 3 and I've got some updates for you. First off, I finished this book last night and I settled on a 3.5-star rating. I really liked how this ended. I'm definitely going to pick up the second book, not straight away, but I will be reading it at some point soon. For a young adult fantasy, I wasn't expecting too much because I'm learning that's not really my thing, but this was written much more adult. Like, it was written how I wouldn't expect this to be young adult if I didn't know. Like, it was really, really fun, really good, and although I didn't love the plot, I really loved the characters, so I want to see where we go in the next book. As for today's pick, we're going to read Daphne by Josh Malerman. He is the author of Incidents Around the House, which was one of my favourite books of last year. It's one of my favourite horror books ever. It still gives me the creeps when I think about it. It's actually hidden on my shelves because I don't want to look at it. This is about a high school basketball team, and the night before their big game, they have this like sleepover, and someone tells a creepy story about a woman, Daphne, who was killed, and she comes back for revenge, and the way she comes back and kills you is if you think about her too much. And then I think we're following one of the girls who's got anxiety, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about her too much. How do I stop thinking about her? She's gonna come get me, but I can't get her out of my head, kind of thing. And then there's also something to do with the basketball hoop. They have this thing where they will ask a question and then shoot the hoop, and if the ball goes in, it means yes, and if the ball doesn't go in, it means no, and they use it to like make life decisions and see how their future's gonna go. And I think that this book starts, because I read the first page, it starts with the girl with anxiety asking, will Daphne kill me? And it goes in. It's 260 pages. I'm noticing the more I read horror that horror books tend to be shorter, which I am all down for. So I'm going to try and finish this before it gets dark out, because I am a wuss and reading horror in the dark does absolutely terrify me. So I think it's a pretty nice day today. I am joined by a doggy, if you can see down there. So I'm going to go take them OUT, and I think I have this on audio, so I'm going to listen to it for a bit while I do that, and then I'm going to sit in the garden and physically read some more, and we're just going to have another chill day reading horror, which doesn't seem to, those two seem like very different vibes, but I'm going to enjoy it. It is my vibe, so I'll update you throughout the day as we read. I am just over halfway. I'm literally flying through this book. I know it is short, but I'm just so immersed. I'm so scared. It's literally a heat wave at midday right now, and I have chills. I have shivers. I am so scared. One of our FMCs has got anxiety, and she is becoming so obsessed with not thinking about Daphne that Daphne is all she can think about. And you're reading her journal entries throughout this. She is slowly going cray cray. And I feel like I am also going cray cray. So good, so scary. I'm absolutely gonna finish this, and we might even be able to get a head start on book 4 today, because it's pretty early on in the day still, and I'm over halfway through the book. So I guess I'll be back when I'm done, and then we'll see where we go from here. But so far so good. I finished Daphne by Josh Malerman, and I am very happy to say I'm rating this book 5 stars. This was amazing. This is how you write horror. This was so good. There are so many important messages in this as well, but not in a preachy way and like a, you're right kind of way. I've just had so much fun with this, as well as being absolutely terrified, which, again, how do you do both things at once? I don't know, but Josh Malerman managed to do it. So good. I absolutely recommend if you want to read horror. Yeah, I'm really happy right now to have found a 5-star read. And it is only 5 PM, so we are going to start another book today. I'm going to have a little bit of a break just to like digest this fully, and then in a few hours I think we're going to pick up book number 4 and try and get a chunk of that read. It is not even 10 AM and we are already 2/3 of the way through today's book. It's day 4. It's earlier than I would like because I stayed up all night, but I did read when I was awake, so it's my own fault. Book 4 is We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. It's marketed as horror, but I'd say it's very introductory horror, although there has just been, at the point I left off, one scene that was very scary, but before that it was giving more thriller vibes. That is why I stopped reading though. It was like 3 AM. I started this at like 9 PM last night and I was hooked. I couldn't stop reading, and then we did have a scene that scared me and I was like, okay, if you want to get any sleep tonight you're gonna have to stop reading right now and watch like a funny YouTube video before bed, because there was a scene that really did creep me out. So yeah, it is horror. I kind of forgot that happened in my haze of being tired. Snowball, take it in the garden. Go on, garden. Good girl. This is another pretty short book. The more I read horror, the more I'm realising horror books do tend to be on the short side. This one is 316 pages long, and it is about a couple. One is, the woman is recovering from an accident, and they have moved to this house in like the countryside, and she's convinced that it's haunted, and he is in denial, but there's also secrets going on in their relationship that are coming to light. There's also some like friend dynamics that are very strange, and overall I am having a really good time with this book. I could not put it down. It's a very immersive read. It is 9:42 and I am literally going to go in the garden now because there's still some shade out there because it's quite early. Yes, I'm going to go with you. And I'm actually going to sit out there and finish it probably because I want to know how this ends. The twist I just got to was so good. Oh, this is page 244. It's the end of chapter 67. It's when she's just reading the journal. And that's all I'll say to keep it spoiler free, but if you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Also, makes so much sense why Stephen King has blurbed this book. It says you'll never guess the ending, but it's so fitting that his name is like on the side here because I am seeing the similarities. You know what, I'm going to talk to you later when that noise stops happening. Welcome to day 5. I neglected you guys yesterday. I filmed a whole get ready with me TikTok while I talked about my book, and then I didn't tell you guys, and so last you heard I hadn't even finished yesterday's book. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm quite hungover, so I don't know what we're going to read today. So first of all, let's talk about We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. I finished this and I rated it 4 stars. It was so good. Strong thriller vibes. It is a horror book, but it's very accessible. Like, it's very good for people who would want to get into horror, who've never read horror before, are looking for that extra kick, who maybe like thrillers and want something a bit scarier. It's definitely not scary to me, but I can definitely see where it's creepy. It was creepy for me at like 3 a.m. I think I told you guys about that scene, but with hindsight in the light of day, had I read it in day, it wouldn't have been scary. It was more because it was 3 a.m, if that makes sense. But such a good book. I had such a fun time and I would absolutely recommend. Asmi was very smart in getting that head start that I did, because I only really technically read 100 pages yesterday, or like 120 or something. And then I went out last night and I had a great time. No reading was going to get done, so that was good. But we are no longer ahead, we're on track. It's day 5 and I don't know what book number 5 is going to be. I need something easy without too much brain power. I either need a short book or I need a audio book, so I don't know what it's going to be yet. Right now I just need to hydrate, I need to get some food in me, and then once I figure out what the book's going to be, I will let you know. It's too hot again in England. Oh my god! I'm not having a good day, guys. I'm not having a good day. But I have chosen the book I'm going to read, so there's that. The New Neighbours by Claire Douglas. She's one of my favourite thriller authors. It's a guaranteed good time. It's a guaranteed fun time. It's a guaranteed 4-star. I think that's the vibe I need today. I don't know anything about this book. I like going into thrillers blind, so I can't tell you anything yet, really. It is like 2 p.m. I'm about to go have a cold shower, put the aircon on, fight over whose room it's going to go in. It's going in between my room and someone else's, but I'm definitely getting some of the cold air. And going to spend the rest of my day binging this book and trying to avoid the sun. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit more human now. I have cooled down, I have had a cool shower, and I have the aircon on. I've just shut the door so that it's not too loud, but I'm feeling a bit better. I'm feeling a bit more optimistic, and also I have been reading. I'm round about maybe just before the halfway mark of The New Neighbours, and I'm really enjoying it. I have no clue how things are connected at all, whereas by now in a Claire Douglas book I tend to have some idea of at least, okay, these things are connected, but I don't know how. Whereas I don't even know how some of these things are connected in the first place right now. So I'm excited to continue and see where we're going with this, because I actually currently have no clue. This is a thriller book, so I don't really want to tell you much other than that, honestly. I'm having a good time. I don't think it'll be a 5-star, but I don't think it's going to be anything lower than a 3 right now. I'm having a good time. I feel like it could probably be around about a 4-star, but I'm only halfway through, so this could all change. You never know until you finish your book. Continue reading in here, and then when the sun begins to set and there is some shade in my garden, I will sit out there too. That'll probably be around about the time I finish up the book, so I'll finish it in the sunset. That sounds nice, but I bet you it will still be way too hot for my liking. It is like 1 AM, but I realise I haven't updated you in a while. First of all, I finished up The New Neighbours and I rated this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I did guess a couple of the plot twists, but it was fast paced, it was entertaining, there were some plot twists I hadn't guessed. It all comes together in a very satisfying way and I really liked the ending. I did guess that last chapter, but I loved how it played out anyway. And then I have actually gotten a head start on book number 6, which is supposed to be tomorrow's book, but I was on a roll. I didn't want to stop anytime soon. I wanted another thriller, so now I'm 100 pages in to The Lake by Catherine Cooper. This was so kindly sent to me by HarperCollins, and this is about a huge house, castle almost type thing on a lake, on like this little island almost, very remote, and it's told in different parts, and I've just finished part 1, and part 1 is where there have been loads of different supposed hauntings at this house, and they have for the first time opened it up to the public. Excuse me, it's 1 AM, I'm not having you shout. Anyway, where was I? They've opened it up to the public, we've got a bunch of different characters, and then slowly they're being picked off. Is it haunted stuff? Is there a killer? We don't know. I won't tell you anymore because obviously I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty good. I think I'll probably get like another 50-ish pages read. I'll probably get to around about the halfway mark, and then I'll go to sleep and we will finish this up tomorrow, and then we'll be on track because it's still day 5. I guess it's 1 AM, so it's technically day 6, so we're not as ahead as I thought. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now before I wake someone up, and that dog better not bark again, let me tell you. Good morning. It is way too early for me considering I was up till 3 AM reading again. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I don't know. Last night I continued reading The Lake by Catherine Cooper. I made it to page 170, so I'm just under halfway through. I'm having a really good time with this book. It is very fast-paced, it's mysterious, it's gripping, and I cannot wait to read the second half today. I think once again I don't have many plans today, which is great for this challenge, so I'm gonna go sit in the garden for a couple hours until it is too hot to bear, and I'm gonna make some more progress on the lake, and we'll see how it goes. We're definitely going to finish the book today. Will we make a start on book 7? Who knows? I can't predict the future. You guys will find out in a second, but for me, it's going to be a few hours at least before I find out. It is 1 PM and I just finished this book. I am going to rate this 4 stars. It was so good, so much fun. The author did something very risky with one of the plot twists, but I believe it 1000% worked out perfectly. It really paid off. I loved it so much. This was full of twists and turns. I loved the little humor that comes with the ending. This was just so good, and I need to read more from this author. So the 6th book was another success, and like I said, it's only 1 PM, so I think we are going to get a head start on book number 7. Going back to Claire Douglas with The Family Friend. This is the last book of hers I own and haven't read. I think there's a couple more that I don't have in my collection yet that I haven't read, but the backlist, working my way through it. This is about Dorothea, an old woman who dies and leaves her house to our main character Imogen. She says she thinks it must be a mistake. I saw the owner 16 years ago during a tragic summer that changed her life forever. Imogen starts to believe the woman was trying to send her a secret message, and when rumours begin to swirl that Dorothy was murdered, she starts to suspect the gift might not be the lifeline she thought it was. Who would want to kill Dorothea? Is the answer tangled up in Imogen's own dark family history, and what if Imogen is now the one in danger? Are you joking me? That sounds like so much fun. I doubt I will be able to read this whole thing today, but I do want to get a good chunk of it read. I do have a couple things to do this evening, but other than that, I think we could read at least 100 pages of this today. So, I have a confession to make. It's day 7, and I read my 7th book in its entirety yesterday, and didn't update you guys because I stayed up all night doing it again. So I've already read my 7th book. It was The Family Friend, and I rated this one 4 stars. It was very bingeable, and I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. I couldn't sleep because it was too hot. I thought, I'm enjoying the book I'm reading, why not continue? And before I knew it, I'd got to the last page. I was getting emotional, and I realised I hadn't updated you guys at all. The last 2 lines were so sad because she had so much hope. Yeah, I really liked this book. It was really good. I now have no more Claire Douglas books that I own and haven't read yet, which is very sad for me. A solid thriller. I guessed a few of the plot twists, but again, I think that's more because I know Claire Douglas's writing style by now, so I'm able to pick up on things, whereas if she was new to me, I wouldn't have been able to guess, if that makes sense. It was very good. It was very solid. And in fact, it kind of means that I read 7 books in 6 days because I'm an overachiever at heart. I started off with Molka by Monica Kim, and I rated this one 4 stars. Then we read The Rose Bargain by Sacha Peyton Smith, which I rated 3.5. Then we had our 5-star read of the video with Daphne by Josh Malerman. This was so good, and I actually had a nightmare about it the other night because it just stuck with me, let's put it that way. We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. I have rated 4 stars. That was so fun. It was a fun horror, which is hard to do. We have The New Neighbours by Claire Douglas, which I rated 4 stars. And then we have The Lake by Catherine Cooper, which I originally rated 4 stars. I'm actually going to up my rating to 4.5. This is one of the best thrillers I've read in a long time. I have not stopped thinking about it. I have mourned the loss of not being able to continue this story and read this again for the first time since I put it down. It is so good, so I've upped the rating. And then of course we already know, book number 7, The Family Friend by Claire Douglas, 4 stars. This was so much fun. I have just been in love with reading this past week, and I honestly think it's not going to stop anytime soon. I might not be able to read a book a day for the foreseeable future, but I will definitely, I'm on a kick right now. I can't wait to continue reading today, and I will absolutely be filming some more reading vlogs. But that is where I'm going to leave today's video. Let me know if you've read any of the books I read in today's video, and if you attempt this challenge, please do tag me, show me. I really want to see. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single week. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in another video. Bye!